This is Carl Eller, and you're watching the Onebar and Lups show.
Welcome back to the Onebar and Lups show. I am Lups here with Onebar, and I look like a loser in this new fancy hat. And
he does look like a loser.
We are talking about 5 losers. Minnesota Vikings lost to the Los Angeles Rams, pretty much eliminating them from playoff contention, though they are still alive technically, but it's so slim. It doesn't really matter at this point. Before we talk about the losers, don't be a loser yourself. Sign up for the Patreon. We have 52 Patreon nights at this point. We want more. You get a free mystery video every single week. You get entered in a monthly drawing for Onebar and Lups swag. Onebar is disrobing right now, and also you have your shot, if you want to join up. Enter the Onebar quiz show for more chances for swag. You got to go 5 for 5. You don't just get to answer a couple and expect to win something. You got to win. You got to get them all right.
Yeah, I'm going to bring my A game on those things. So 5 for 5 would be very tough, but I hope you're up for the challenge. Hit it up, $2 a month. That's it. That is a holiday coffee. That is it. But let's talk losers. Unfortunately, the Vikings fan nation, the Vikings are losers out of this game. But like you said, there's still a chance. But let's talk about the guys that really stepped on their dicks today. And let's start off with one that is very apparent, the easiest one out of the bunch. Let's start off with cornerback Cam Danzler.
Yeah, early in the game, he had the dropped interception. It wasn't a simple, easy grab, but one simple. He should have had. It was right in the breadbasket. He did have to dive for it. But what concerns me more is his some of his coverages. He looks completely lost. He's either turned around the wrong way, he's facing the wrong way. His man has about an 8-yard cushion. I don't know why that continues to happen with Cam Danzler. It's very concerning, and definitely it's something that the Rams exploited, especially late. That touchdown to OBJ late in the game that kind of put him up. I think maybe by 10 at that point. But Cam Danzler, again, a guy whose rookie year was very promising, has just fallen so far since then.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Zimmer, the cornerback whisperer, I would have loved to see Danzler take 8 steps forward instead of a couple back. Maybe we just have to realize that right now, Danzler might be just a depth guy moving forward. I mean, 3rd-round pick, gave us some hope as a rookie, but he has shown us little to nothing this year, and we just maybe have to readjust our expectations. Maybe that's on us. Maybe we think too much of him, but Danzler had a very, 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 very rough game today, and he is our number 1 loser. And we might as well stick into the secondary with Chris Boyd.
Yeah, and to me, Chris Boyd, it's because he dropped like pretty much what was a give-me interception. I think it went off his chest. I don't know how he dropped that thing. It wasn't even thrown hard. It was thrown gently. I don't know how he didn't catch that ball.
The worst part is it was like Plinko from Price is Right. It hit like 3 players. So Danzler was like on the ground, and he was just waiting for it, and it was coming down ever so gently, and it just went through his hands. I don't know what happened there. It couldn't have been an easier interception, but Chris Boyd said, "Screw it. I'm not going to catch this thing. I don't want to."
Yeah, I still don't know how that thing came out. I don't know what loosened it, if he just never got it. I mean, it was bizarre. It looked like that would have been such a huge interception at that point. It could turn the whole game around, got the Vikings back to above 500 for the first time in like 17 years, but he couldn't do it. He couldn't hold on that
same thing with Danzler. I believe it was 0-0 at that point. The Vikings just went 3 and out. Rams got their first possession. That interception not only just would have been fantastic, but the timing of that could have really, really turned the tide. Let's go to the offensive side of the ball.
I mean, this is where the Vikings have been this year. This is why we are where we are. We can't cash in this given.
We have to embrace that. Let's go to the offensive side of the ball. A guy that you and I are both still very high on, but just didn't have his best game, and that is Kenny Nwangu. And it's not just because of his action out of the backfield.
Yeah, really the backfield, I don't know. I think it was more the play calling than really what he was doing. He wasn't given a lot of great opportunities. The looks he was given, the carries he was given, what he was asked to do just wasn't working today with the way the Rams defense was playing. But to me, the most frustrating and disappointing part of his play was his effort on that punt return touchdown. He was a guy back there. You saw it on the replay. When Barry punts it, it's Nwangu right next to him. He's the safety net. He's the guy who makes sure no one gets by him. He's going to make the tackle if all else fails. And I don't know where he was when whatever that scrub. I didn't remember the guy's name, Golden or Bolden or some shit name.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because he'll never have another one in his career. We got against the Vikings that pretty much sealed our fate. But where was Ngwangu on that? I mean, he should have made that tackle, and he should have made it, 30 yards from where he was.
Well, let's give a little respect. It's Brandon Powell, and Nwangu was right in the path of him. He just didn't seem to be overly excited to try to make a tackle. So he was right there. He got a little bit of a hand block, but Nwangu was like, screw it. Somebody else has got my back. And unfortunately, nobody else had his back. And Brandon Powell took it for a 61-yard punt return. That was balls. Speaking of balls, here's 4 sets of balls for you because we got 2 in 1. Our run defense was dog shit today. Sony Michel lit us up. And a lot of that has to do with the Michael Pierce, Dalvin Tomlinson connection, 2 guys that the Vikings have a lot of money into. And even though we can't say they had a absolutely horrible game, but this run defense completely revolves around these 2 guys. Like I said, we have a lot of money into them, and they were averaging 4.8 yards a carry. And for these 2 guys, expect a lot better.
You do, and you're playing the Rams. You want to take away the pass and make them run the football, but when they're getting 4.8 yards a carry, you don't really have anything you're taking away at that point because they can run the ball, they can pass the ball, and they can do whatever they want offensively. And to me, the biggest question mark, the biggest head scratcher from this entire season so far has been our inability to shut down the run. I thought we would be a top 3 run defense this year. Absolutely, like the impenetrable force, Pierce, Tomlinson, shutting everybody down. It's been the complete opposite. And you see Pierce making some good plays. He's knocking guys down, but I don't know. The linebackers aren't coming up and filling the gaps. I don't know what they're being. If it's a coaching thing, what it is, but I expected so much more of this run defense this year, and we are not seeing it. We are not seeing it at all. And to me, Tomlinson, Pierce, this combination has just been the biggest letdown I can remember since the Mega Powers teamed up back in '86.
Maybe we had false expectations for them. The Vikings have done well at defensive tackle and free agency in the past. Pat Williams, Linval Joseph, getting these guys off of their first contract at a very good price. And I was thinking this might be the same, but at this point, we really have to start looking at it as far as this might be a couple of free agent busts. Speaking of busts, let's go to 7th round pick, Oli Udoh. Oli Udoh is benched last week. He comes back this week. Mason Cole out for the year. This is the redemption. This was the movie that Disney could have made of Oli Udoh coming in and shutting down Aaron Donald. And unfortunately, at times it looked like Oli Udoh may have been taking a nap.
Yeah, actually, I think wasn't he a 6th round pick? I'm gonna give Oli Udoh a little credit here. I think he was a 6th round pick. Yeah, I mean, it was a tall task. It was a huge task.
It was, but it's not just that he didn't stop him. It's that he didn't even look like he was trying to stop him.
And maybe that's just who Oli Udoh is. He can't try. Aaron Donald was dominating.
6th round pick confirmed.
Didn't matter if it was Ezra Cleveland, Oli Udoh, Aaron Donald was having his way today, but there was times where I think I saw Oli Udoh turning around and trying to swat down our passes. I mean, this guy's out there just doing weird things, confusing things, and things I just
can't take you serious with that hat on. I'm trying to.
I know it's hard. Mostly, I think hope our viewers are listening and not really watching. But Oli Udoh, I mean, he was overmatched today, and we saw him last week with Mason Cole against Akeem Hicks, and this wasn't even close. This was like 90% against 10%. It was a mismatch, and it looked like a mismatch. Oli Udoh was dominated, decimated, destroyed. It was sad.
Yeah, and I mean, our offensive line as a whole today wasn't overly fantastic, but we gotta pick on Oli Udoh because there was specifically one play where Aaron Donald just really made him look silly. Those are our 5 losers. As always, we want to know your losers in the comments. Now, let's see those things. If you got more than one, put them in there. And also, you can sign up for more than one Patreon.
You want to
do it. Patrick Harms did.
I would hope they have more than one loser from this game because the Vikings, in a game they had to have, too many guys came up short, too many opportunities left in the field, and that's why we are 7-8. But while you're pondering us being 7-8 and thinking with the losers, remember this: King Francis I hung the Mona Lisa in his bathroom.